The forests of yesterday are buried underneath the forests of today, and they've transformed into fields of coal. Removing this from the earth requires immense coordination between man and massive machine. And then there's the job of hauling it. That's where the railroads come in. In southwestern Pennsylvania alone, Consol Energy's Bailey mine can produce 10 million tons a year. That's nearly 20 tons every second, and it's the trains which take it to destinations far and wide. How good is this in Railworks? We'll dig deeper at the Railyard. The Monongahela Railway was a joint venture between the Pennsylvania Railroad, the Pittsburgh and Lake Erie Railroad, and the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad to reach the coal pockets of southwestern Pennsylvania. It opened as a separate company until it was absorbed by Conrail in 1993 and subsequently by Norfolk Southern in 1999. Created by Dovetail Games, formerly known as RSC, the Norfolk Southern Coal District route starts at the town of West Brownsville, follows the roughly 27-mile Monongahela line to Emerald Mine and the town of Waynesburg, and includes the 14-mile Manor branch to Bailey Mine. A trip from end to end takes roughly 2.5 hours. Being that this route is set in my home state, I have high expectations with the scenery, and these are met. The forests are very lush, and the towns are filled with houses fitting the area. The highlight of this route is the street running in West Brownsville, where coal trains travel right down the center of the road. The visual details on the route are also well done. The signals are accurate, and the coal loader at each mine is animated to load the cars. The super elevation is balanced, the track work is very smooth, and the route performs as smoothly as most of Dovetail's other products. The route includes 2 locomotives and 1 coal hopper. The Gevo and Dash 9 have decent cab views and okay sounds. The coal hopper is very well detailed, but I wish the track sounds were denser to reflect the heavy loads inside. Dovetail has also produced 3 pieces of downloadable content: a High-Hood SD40-2 pack, which includes the Monongahela Heritage Unit, a High-Hood GP38-2, and a CSX SD80 Mac. These models include 2 activities each, but the sounds used on the GP38 are more realistic than the default sounds on the SD40. The sounds on the CSX locomotive are great, although the model does have wheel slip issues. What makes this route difficult to represent is that this line has almost no diversity in traffic. With the exception of one or two local freights, the only commodity hauled is coal. The problem is that while Dovetail have worked on the braking physics for the locomotives, it's still far from accurate, and the trains just don't feel heavy. Operating them over this line doesn't feel like the challenge it should be when the rolling resistance is too low. Where a product like Marias Pass can cover over this more easily by having different commodities, it's more noticeable here. The line has played host to a wide variety of railroads and motive power, and while GEVOs, Dash 9s, and SD80 Max are accurate, high-hood SD40-2s and GP38-2s are not. These locomotives look nice and match the prototypes, but the prototypes aren't used on this particular division. What adds to this is that the Dash 9, which comes with the route, and the Monongahela Heritage Unit are accurate for the route, but aren't used for any of the player trains in any of the activities. With regards to quick drive, it is impossible to use loaded coal trains, and certain configurations of season and weather will crash the sim before loading the route. The activities themselves function all right, but the operations and language used in them vary in realism. The biggest issue, though, is that they require the player to arrive at checkpoints at a specific time or be penalized in the scoring. Freight railroading in the United States is about hauling cargo safely, and treating the jobs like races takes away from this. For me, I find that I enjoy this route the most when I'm in a free roam activity. This is where I can ignore scenario inaccuracies and just take in the beautiful landscape. The scenery quality of this route is Dovetail's best so far, and without distraction, that beauty does come across. As for the DLC, though the SD40-2 and GP38-2 aren't accurate, they look like they could run here, and they function fine. If you're simply looking for new motive power, then these packs provide that. The SD80 Mac is average quality, but works overall. I give these packs my seal of approval. This route does provide enough of an experience to make it worthwhile. Having grown up close to here, the simulated route replicates this area perfectly and has the right atmosphere to transport you to rural Pennsylvania. I give the Norfolk Southern Coal District my seal of approval with a final score of 82%.